Well, I guess first, and I feel like we've talked about Deontay a lot, Matt, but just in terms of, I guess, the overall efficiency of the offense right now, he seems to be the one variable, but without sort of throwing it all at his feet. I guess to start with turnovers, they're down half. Last weekend was incredible for you guys with how little you turn it over. What have you seen that has changed that you guys are just taking care of the ball so much better right now?
I think we're playing a lot simpler offensively. Instead of trying to make so many home run plays, just making the simple play, hitting a lot of singles. I think our screening has been better. That's one thing about our turnover issues throughout the season. It hasn't just been poor ball handling or bad passes. We've had illegal screens. Poor execution has led to some of them. So I think with Deontay, I look at, since he's gone into the starting lineup, we've had 60 assists in the 3 games. He's 24 assists to 4 turnovers. I think he has great command of the offense, plays with great unselfishness. With his strength and explosiveness off the dribble, he's been able to get into the paint, which has drawn a lot of help, and he's made good decisions when he's created those opportunities. And then ultimately, guys have stepped up and knocked down shots. I think you've seen, especially our last 2 games, the paint has gotten pretty crowded for us. Offensively, it's led to a lot of open threes, and we've shot them at a pretty solid percentage outside of the first half on Saturday.
What switch flipped, though, for you guys? I guess from the going for the home runs to we can just take singles. Did the message finally kind of get in there, or was there what happened?
I hope so, Jeff. I think through those cancellations, or I guess postponements is the more proper word this year, we had a 9-day stretch of practice after the second half of Eastern Illinois where we turned it over almost every other trip down the court. And we have competitors on our team. We have proven winners on our team, and then we have some younger guys who are really hungry and want to be a part of the success here. So I think the players have really taken ownership and cleaning up all those turnovers and unforced errors that quite frankly have sabotaged our team at times this season. So I thought we made great progress on the court in practice over those 9 days we had in between games. I thought you saw improvement in the UT Martin game where we had 22 assists, I believe, only 5 second-half turnovers. And then, you look at our last, I guess, what is it now, our last 7 halves of basketball, I think it is. Our last 5 halves of basketball where we've had 17 turnovers. And we've done that in multiple games. So, it's been really important for our offensive efficiency. It's also helped our defense, Jeff. A lot of the turnovers we were having were leading to 2-on-1s and breakaway layups and dunks and easy points for the opponent. And because we've been more efficient offensively, it allows you to set your defense and gives you a better chance to have success at that end of the floor as well.
When you get a kid like Deontay, who before he started at Martin, he played in 3 games. He played 2, and I think they're mop-up minutes against Austin Peay against Division I competition, doesn't play the 4 games beforehand, and then you're like, hey, you've earned the start, and he has just performed exceedingly well. What does that say to you for a kid that hadn't really been any part of the rotation at this point, but when his number was called, he was 100% ready to go?
Well, I'm really happy for him, Jeff, and I'm obviously happy for our team because he's made a huge impact on our ability to win games. But I think he worked extremely hard. I thought when he came back from the Christmas break, he had a different mentality. And has really picked up things so much quicker. And, when I talk about these things, it's not excuses because every other team in the country faces it. But in a normal year, we have about 6 months of time on the court with our players, especially newcomers from the time they arrive until we get into the first game. So this year it was less than 3 months. because of the summer and some interruptions. So, I thought it was just him really putting in a lot of extra time, learning the offense. He's been really good for us defensively as well. I think that's an important point, his ability to pressure out front and really start our defense at the point guard position. So, but all in all, it's just, great decision-making by him, ability and unselfishness to create for others. And I think we've just been really efficient with him on the floor.
You guys have had leads that you have given up, whether Eastern Illinois, Jacksonville State, while it was early. And I think some of that could probably be excused away to turnovers. Saturday with Tech, you get up and you're kind of in that 10 to 12 zone, but it never can get to that 16, 18, 20, let's put it away. Is there anything that you've seen, especially because you didn't turn the ball over really at all Saturday? Is there anything you've seen that is keeping you guys from just, let's put this thing out of reach right now?
Well, it's been a combination of different things. I mean, we've certainly found ways to lose games. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think Saturdays you can point to the poor job of defensive rebounding is the reason we never could extend the lead further. But overall, the one thing I was pleased with Saturday, when we've been in those situations, we haven't made the plays in the last 5 minutes of games this year. And so they had cut it down to 8. We did a really nice job at executing. Tevin hits a huge 3 off a stagger screen. And then our next possession, Tevin hits another big shot off a ball screen to get the lead back up to 13. So I think that was a step in the right direction for us, better execution and guys stepping up, especially on Saturday night, Tevin making some big shots late in the game.
I think I got lost a little bit on Thursday just because of the final result, but Chico obviously played out of his mind in the second half there, and then played well Saturday. Just in terms of his maybe offensive development, and the one play that kind of was making the rounds was you guys are in transition, and Tevin, sorry, I got stone cold there. Tevin pitches in the ball, and he's just running back on defense already because he knows it's going in. It's like, where is his confidence level right now? And it seems like he's certainly got his teammates' confidence very well right now.
Well, his second half explosion on Thursday was huge. I mean, it was a lot of fun to watch. A guy scored 21 points in such a short period of time. But I think similar to how I talked about Deontay coming back from Christmas with a different mindset, I really have seen a change in Chico's mindset here in the last several weeks. I think he's been working extremely hard. He shot the ball well all season long. He's been our most consistent shooter by far this season. But I see him really comfortable, really aggressive, attacking offensively. I think not having the pressure to have to create all the offense as far as running the team has been good for him at that two-guard position, combo guard, kind of similar to the way we used Jonathan Stark during his senior year, is that combo playmaking, but scoring guard, I think has been a really good move for him. And, he's an explosive scorer. He's worked extremely hard on shooting the ball. I think with his strength, he's also able to get to the basket and finish plays. I was happy to see him get to the free throw line some on Thursday as well on his plays off the dribble. So, really excited about the confidence he's playing with and want to see him continue to build on the success he's had in recent games.
When we talked last week about Tevin and his maybe pressing, just trying to get the ball to go in the last 3 games, we've seen it go in more consistently. Have you seen maybe something on the outside we wouldn't notice, but have you seen sort of the weight off him maybe a little more in the last week, that he's relaxed a little now that he's seen the ball go through the hoop a few times?
I hope so. I mean, he's 6 of 12 on Saturday night from behind the arc. I think a lot of it's credit to his teammates as well. The offense is running a lot smoother. The ball is being delivered where it needs to be delivered. Our screening is much improved. And we still have a long way to go there, but we're getting better. And I talked about it after the game. I have all the faith and belief in the world in Tevin. We'll be rolling with him till the final buzzer goes off this season. He just impacts winning. He's our best perimeter defender. He's been outstanding there. He's our leading perimeter rebounder, almost 6 a game this year. I believe he's leading our team in assists, well over 4 a game, leads our team in steals. So he just impacts winning in so many ways. He's such a smart player. But as I've told him, I would like to see him go back to 18 to 19 points a game and 42% from 3 and 80% at the free throw line and all those areas that I know he's very capable of being. So I just want him to, there shouldn't be any pressure. I mean, Tevin was the runner-up for the player of the year in our league last year. He's already one of the top 5 shooters in the history of this program. I just want him to go out and play, continue to make the people around him better and shoot as many open shots, make as many plays as we can put him in position to get.
Tennessee State has scuffled this year a little bit. Win Saturday, so they come in feeling good. What do we know about the Tigers?
Really a dominating performance on the glass on Saturday. They were plus 20 or plus 19, excuse me. So that's a concern of ours because I still think defensive rebounding has just not been good enough for us. We have to get better there this week. But the record's interesting, as we'll be quick to share with our guys in meetings today. 7 of their last 8 losses are by 4 points or less. I mean, so they're right there. They got a slow start to the season because of some of the protocols. But they have really talented guards and Freeman and Fitzgerald, great athleticism in their front court. And again, defensively, they've been really, really good. So we're going to have to be much improved on the defensive glass. We'll have to be really solid offense or at the defensive end. And then for us on offense, we want to continue to see the improvement in decision-making, taking care of the ball, getting a quality shot every trip down the floor.
My last question before I let Ed jump in here. I guess before I let you go, your thoughts on Ja being in the pool. It's a long way to go, obviously, but in that Olympic pool of 60 guys that his name's on that board now.
Well, that's amazing. And it's well-deserved. But we're talking about a guy who is clearly viewed as one of the top 60 players in the entire world. I can't imagine what that's like to be the best at what you do out of the 8 billion people in this world. You're one of the best, top 60 at what you do. And, really proud of him for all the success he continues to have and hope they get back on the court here soon. I think they've had 5 straight games canceled now or postponed. So, but it's a great honor for him and certainly hope to see him playing in the Olympics one day.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Jeff.
Coach, if you were a midterm professor with 12 games to go, where would you highlight, circle, I like this, I don't like this, needs improvement? Where would you grade your team in specific aspects right now with 12 games to go before the OVC tournament?
I've never graded our team like that. Really, I think talked about it some last week. I'm all about looking forward with our team. We know all the areas that have cost us the opportunity to win games to this point in the season. So the focus continues to be on improving those areas, keeping our team focused on getting better every day. I'm really pleased with the progress. If you would have told me going into the weekend that we'd have 38 assists and only 12 turnovers in the 2 games, I would have been shocked. But I think it's a credit to the work our players have put in, not only during practice, but outside of the required time. I want to see us continue to work to be more consistent at both ends of the floor. Defensive rebounding must get better. But all in all, we're just looking forward and trying to find a way to get better today and tomorrow and find a way to beat Tennessee State on Thursday. And that's the only way I really know to look at it.
In building on that, Coach, your rotation continues to be, really cool to see all the different pieces moving in and out, different minutes going in different places. Do you feel like your rotation is fully developed at this point, or are you still working through where some of those minutes are going to come from the bench versus your starters?
Well, there have been some pretty significant changes over the last 3 games. I think it'll continue to be a work in progress. I know in recent years we've had a pretty settled and set rotation of 8 or 9 guys. But I think this year just a different year there. So we're going to continue to work every day in practice, trying to find the right combinations. I think some of it will continue to change as the season goes along. Based on practice and game performance. Ultimately, you're trying to find the guys that give you the best opportunity to win, that play the best together. And we're going to keep trying to fine-tune that as we go to be the best team we can be and be hopefully playing our best basketball in February and early March.
I wanted to add to that as well, Coach. How do you think a guy like Justice Juice Hill has responded? I know his assist-to-turnover ratio since coming off the bench has been 3-1, 9 assists to 3 turnovers, been playing about 16 minutes a game. How do you think he's responding with the second unit as he comes on the floor?
I thought he did a really nice job on Saturday at the defensive end of the floor. Tennessee Tech puts a lot of pressure on you with their ball screen offense. Thought he was really solid there. And then if you look back, 2 of Tevin's threes there in the first half were created off Justice's dribble penetration into the paint. There's a couple nice driving kick plays to get Tevin open looks. So I think with his speed and quickness at the point guard position, he will continue to make an impact on our team.